Hello everybody and welcome to the channel. So in today's video we will be talking about Angeliño and his potential move to FC Barcelona. Then we will be moving on to Todibo and Eric Garcia and their situation with FC Barcelona. Then we will be moving on to Lionel Messi and his potential departure. And lastly, we will be talking about Lautaro Martinez. We will be evaluating how his second season went with Inter Milan and if he's worth 111 million euros. And so we are first going to start with Angeliño, and this is a topic that many people wanted me to talk about because right now Angeliño has been very hot, especially in the past 2 or 3 weeks after his great performance in the UCL. And it says here, according to Sam Lee, Barcelona could be interested in Angeliño. Koeman is supposedly behind the interest. Manchester City want 30 million euros, which was similar to his clause at Leipzig. And just to give you guys some context on who this player is, Angeliño is a player that's 23 years old. He does play left back and he is from Spain, but unfortunately he has never played in the first team before for his own national team. And this is also a player that did come to Leipzig on January 31st, 2020. He is a loanee that did come from Manchester City. And now that we are here, Angeliño is finally back at Manchester City. And so right now, I think the intentions from that club is that they are not going to use Angeliño going forward. And so Angeliño could be one of the most demanded players in the market this summer. And so when we are talking about Angeliño coming to FC Barcelona, I did do some research on this player to see what his history was like, because at 23 years old, I think that it is enough to know what his background was like, what did he do, what did he contribute to his past teams. And one of the biggest things that I have noticed about this player is that if we look at his transfer history, look at how frequently he has been passed back and forth, look at how many teams he has played for. And this is telling me two things, right? Because this is going to be my input and this is going to be my take on what I think about this transfer history. So number one, this is telling me that Angeliño cannot stay in one team. I just have a feeling that Angeliño goes into these clubs and then the coaches say, you know what, this is not a good fit. I don't see him providing value on the field. Let's put him on to the next team. And then the next team says, you know, I don't actually like this player. He does not contribute what I want on the field. So let's move him to a different team. And when we are talking about a player like that, that's put in situations like this will not be a good sign when it comes to coming to Barcelona, because right now Barcelona is looking for a replacement for Jordi Alba. And if we're talking about a player that has been passed around in the past 5 to 6 years, do you really want to depend on Angeliño to serve us for 5 to 6 years? It would not make any sense. The second point that I got from this is that I just feel like this player Angeliño has trouble adjusting to the teams. I feel like he is not good enough to adapt in the teams that he has played for, which is why that we have seen his transfer history be so back and forth. And so there has to be a reason why he's being moved by so many clubs, because when you're 23 years old and you have a history like this, it cannot be a good sign. Because going back to what I said before, we are looking for a player that's going to be serving us for 5 to 6 years, a replacement for Jordi Alba. Jordi Alba, as bad as he played in the past 2 years, he has set the bar high. We need a left back that has an identity, a player that has purpose in a team, because with Angeliño, he is not that. He is the complete opposite. I feel like because of what we have seen here, he is unfaithful to the teams that he plays for, and he is unfaithful to his own playing style. And again, I feel like Angeliño has no identity. And so if we are going to find a new left back in this summer, my preferred transfers that I do want to see in this summer would be players like Jose Gaya or Grimaldo. These are the two left backs that do have an identity. These are the two left backs that have been committed to their own club and try to make it work within their own club. They do not go around to a different team and switch every summer. So that is what I think about this player. Even though he's a great player, I understand that he has put out great performances in the UCL. He could play great for teams like Arsenal, Tottenham, Napoli, maybe even Valencia or Atletico Madrid. But as for Barcelona, seeing their circumstances, seeing how they want to rebuild, Angeliño is not the answer to be our left back. Moving on to the next topic of the day, and we are going to be talking about Todibo and Eric Garcia. And so the reason why I do want to put these two topics into one is because this is one of the biggest debates that has been going on in the club, and not just the club, but also in the media. Right now, we are in a debate where we have to ask and say, do we want to keep either Todibo or Eric Garcia? Because why would we want to sign a player that's 35 million euros in the market when we already have a player named Todibo who has just the same amount of potential like Eric Garcia? And the reason why Todibo has been so hyped lately is because of his performances in the UCL under FC Barcelona and because of his performances with Schalke, where he did just finish his loan about a month ago. And so right now, the club's idea is that they do want to sell Todibo for 25 million euros. And the main reason why they find this so attractive is because they did buy Todibo about a year and a half ago on January 2019 for 1 million euros, meaning Barcelona is going to be profiting 25 2.5 times more than what they originally bought him for. And they're not going to have any problem selling Todibo for 25 million because there are teams out there that do want to have Todibo in their team. He is one of the most demanded players in Barcelona's transfers list. One of the clubs is Everton, Napoli, and AC Milan, and many more. But now that we're here, right, now that Barcelona is currently rebuilding and we have a new coach named Ronald Koeman, Koeman is going to be the one to decide if he wants to keep Todibo. And it says here, according to Fernando Polo, the future of Todibo is not yet decided. He has many options of staying as he does leaving. They have offers for the players, but the club have not yet agreed on a definitive decision with Koeman involving the French defender. And so one of the amazing things that we do have right now because of this pandemic, right, one of the positives that we can take is that the transfer window for Barcelona is not going to close until October 5th. So we still have a long way to go. And within the time frame of today and October 5th, La Liga is going to be taking place on September, meaning that Todibo could have a chance to prove his worth on why he should stay at Barcelona before that transfer window does close. So we might potentially see Todibo prove why he is Barcelona quality, and that makes so many fans excited. It makes me excited. And then going on to Eric Garcia, it says here, according to Fernando Polo, Barcelona offered around 10 million euros for Eric Garcia. They await a response from Manchester City. If City says no, they will wait until the final stretch of the market. Barcelona's most favorable asset is that they have the players okay to join, and this is just in, right? This is official. Barcelona have submitted their first bid in to Manchester City for 10 million euros, and City is going to be evaluating that bid to see if it's okay. And to be honest, we're going to have to wait for a couple of days, maybe a couple of weeks, to get a response from City if 10 million is okay for this player, because right now what City is doing is that they have also sent an offer of 70 million euros to Napoli to get Koulibali. And just like Barcelona, City is waiting for that response. They want to see if Napoli says, okay, we will take your 70 million and we will give you Koulibali. And the reason why that's such a big deal is because if Manchester City do get Koulibali, that would mean that they have gotten Nathan Ake and Koulibali all in one summer, meaning that this is going to push the move of Eric Garcia to Barcelona even more, because I don't think that it's in Guardiola's intentions to use Eric Garcia as a first team starter next season. So ultimately, we're going to have to wait for the response. We're going to have to see the conclusion of that transfer between Koulibali, Man City, and Napoli. And could the bid of Barcelona be enough to have Eric Garcia in Barcelona? Because Manchester City did say that they do price Eric Garcia at 30 million euros. And for Barcelona to bid 10 million euros for that player, honestly, I don't see that happening, but who knows? So let me ask you guys this. Who would you rather have in Barcelona by next season? Todibo or Eric Garcia? Or do you think we should have both? Should we have Todibo and Eric Garcia in the same season next season? So now moving on to the next topic of the day, and we are going to be talking about Lionel Messi. So we're not going to take too much time on this. This is just some minor updates. It says here, Barcelona have declared Messi as untransferable and will not accept offers for him. Koeman counts on him for a new cycle, and he still has a valid contract. The club will only sell players that Koeman does not want. And this is the reason why I said this in the last video, is that there is more reasons for Messi to stay at FC Barcelona than it is for him to leave. Because we must remember, Messi once said about 9 to 10 months ago that if he were to leave Barcelona, he said that he would inform this club in time that he's going to leave. Because Messi is not that player that's just going to say last minute, hey, I'm leaving, I'm packing my bags, I'm going to Manchester City, I'm going to PSG. He's not going to do that. He will let this club know in time that he will be leaving in a couple of months. And it would make no sense for him to leave right now, knowing that we do have the season coming in 3 weeks. And so because of that, right, because of Messi making that decision, Koeman has to nail this next season. Koeman has to get this right. Koeman needs to bring in great results for FC Barcelona in the next season, because Messi is a winner. Messi wants to win everything, and Koeman does know that. So yes, are the rumors of Messi being frustrated true? Yes, it's true. Messi is frustrated. He is uncomfortable with President Bartomeu, but it's not going to come to a point where Messi is going to be leaving this club. And Messi is going to want to see a restart in this squad. He does want to see new players. He does want to see a winning project, and the best way to do that is by starting with the exits. Who are the players that are going to be leaving in this summer? Is it Busquets? Is it Alba? Is it Piqué? Is it Suarez? Is it going to be Griezmann? Is it going to be Semedo? Who knows? But Koeman knows what he needs to do, and hopefully he does get this right. Now moving on to the next topic of the day, which will be the last topic of the day, and that is Lautaro Martinez. And so the main reason why I do want to talk about Lautaro Martinez in this video is because yesterday we did have a match between Sevilla and Inter Milan, and in that match Sevilla has won the Europa League. Sevilla has won the title, meaning that Inter Milan did lose in that final 3-2. And most importantly, right, as FC Barcelona fans, we want to see see how Lautaro did perform in that match. And Lautaro did not show up. He did have a poor performance. He did not justify on why Inter Milan do price him at 111 million euros. And so before I go even further into this story, just keep in mind I'm going to give you guys the sides of Inter Milan and Barcelona and Lautaro to fully understand what's going on and what could be going on in about 2 or 3 weeks. So with that being said, I think that when a club is looking to spend 111 million euros on a player, you do expect that player to turn games around. You do expect that player to show up on big occasions when the squad really does need you. And Lautaro Martinez did not do that in the final. Now, the one thing that I do have to say is this. In the semifinal, which was the match before the match against Sevilla, Lautaro Martinez scored 2 goals and 1 assist. And this could only tell us one thing, is it's understandable that we are going to see massive inconsistency in this player. And I think that that basically sums up Lautaro's second season with Inter Milan, is that he has been massively inconsistent. And so now that Inter Milan has wrapped up their season, and now that we can evaluate Lautaro Martinez's full second season with Inter Milan, the question now is, should Barcelona sign Lautaro Martinez for 111 million euros? And it says here, according to Fernando Polo, Lautaro Martinez's signing remains a priority for Barcelona. It is still on top of the list to cover Luis Suarez's possible departure. Martinez will not arrive until Luis Suarez leaves the club. This is the scenario that Barcelona and Koeman do want. And so it is clear that basically answers the question. Barcelona is going to continue to push for that move, but the first thing that they do want to see is the exit of Suarez. Barcelona's plan is not to keep Suarez and Lautaro simultaneously in one season. And just to make that official, Fabrizio Romano also did confirm this a couple of weeks ago, that Barcelona do intend to sell Luis Suarez as soon as possible. And looking back at Lautaro Martinez's season, in the 49 matches that he has played, he has scored 21 goals and provided 7 assists in all competitions. Now keep in mind, just to have some context, half of the games of these 49 matches that he did play, he never went past 65 minutes. Conte was a coach that did take away Lautaro Martinez around the 60th minute. So given that context, do you believe that these stats right here is worth 100 million euros? And that's going to be a question that Koeman and the club is going to have to answer. We must also remember that the last proposal Barcelona did do on June was that they did offer 70 million euros plus feedback. And in my opinion, right, since we are getting closer to the final conclusion of Lautaro and Barcelona, I think that Barcelona should pay no more than 50 million euros plus junior feedback. There is no reason for this club to pay 70 million plus feedback for a player like Lautaro. Yes, is he going to perform extremely well at this club? He will, but we should not overpay. Seeing the circumstances of Barcelona, seeing the market right now, seeing how every club is struggling, and going towards the side of Inter Milan, the reason why I did say that this is going to take a couple of weeks to find this conclusion is because right now Inter Milan has one problem, and that is that after the final between Sevilla and Inter Milan, Conte did have an interview and he did inform that he does not know if he's going to stay at Inter Milan for very long. He does not know if he's going to be coaching Inter Milan in the next season, and that he is very uncertain about his future, which means that if Conte is not going to be with Inter Milan next season, Inter is going to want an answer to see, does our next coach want Lautaro? Does Conte want to use Lautaro next season even if he does stay? So Inter Milan do have to get that situation fixed before they can say that yes, we will allow Lautaro Martinez to go to Barcelona. But that is where we stand today. There's a lot of uncertainty when it comes to City, to Inter Milan, to Barcelona, to all of these transfers right now, but this is where we're at. We're going to have to wait, but hopefully Barcelona do get everything right and we don't overspend in the transfer window this summer. So that'll be it for today's Barcelona Daily News. I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.